All of your future projects, which I hope you have some, are they Islamic or
No.
no?
No. I can say that all of my future projects will potentially uh, have some relevance to some social uh, some social relevance in our society that could potentially move our society forward or move people forward.
And how do you
From
see Islam or Muslims in this industry that we're in? Because, you know, I think it's very difficult because you have some people who are against television and the media and music and things like this. So, but then obviously in the total world, you know, media plays a big part in everybody's lives.
yeah,
How do you hope to see the Muslims in this field? Because I think personally we are lacking a bit.
yeah, and
Um,
I think it's because of that. I think it's because of a lot of our parents, a lot of our friends throughout our lives have been like, oh, astaghfirullah, haram. You know, it's like, all right, homie, you can say that all day, but at the same time, they're on TV right now talking about how horrible you and your religion are,
so it's a
and
counteract
billions
that.
of people are listening to that.
Yes.
So what are we gonna do? Sit down and like let that happen, and let the most um, like for me, I've never seen in my life. Like I mean, I've seen on TV like videos of like the civil rights and stuff where people getting hosed down and they're marching and you know, but I've never seen this kind of open discrimination uh, that that happens today. It's like people can get on TV right now and say things about Muslims that you cannot say about anyone else.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like preposterous, and something has to be done. I almost lost my life in 2002,
Okay.
and flew through a window of a car, head first, broke a window, flew 40 feet. I don't know, what is that meters wise?
Don't worry about it.
Feet,
You
meters.
flew a long way, right?
Flew into the woods, and there's this place in the United States called New Orleans, and Baton Rouge is right next to New Orleans, and down there they have these things called bayous, right? And the bayou is like this sort of lake kind of thing where it goes down.
Like a
And it's
valley,
like a
right?
swamp. It's like
Okay.
swamps and stuff, and they have crocodiles, stuff like that, and snakes and all that. You know, it's, in fact, there are more unsolved murders there than anywhere in the United States, because what people do, they throw the bodies down there, the crocodiles, they eat them. And if in the States, if you cannot find a body, you can't charge somebody with murder. So, so I flew into this barbed wire fence, which prevents me from going into the bayou, right?
Wow.
And and my head was like swollen. My cousins, they say they found me, and I was like covered in blood and not breathing and all this stuff. And so fast forward to me in the hospital, head like swollen the size of this room, like face scarred up, and I mean it was awful. And the doctor, he says to me, you know, within the next 48 to 72 hours, you have brain contusions, and your brain contusions could potentially swell up, and your brain might get too big for your skull, and you might not make it. So like, when you consider that, at the age I was, which normally people do not, it creates something in you, and like to this day, I feel like every day is a gift, you know.
Yeah.
Try to live it that way.
I want to ask you about your future projects. What do you have in mind? Or what are you working on at the moment?
You know what? I can actually say this right now for the first time, that my next movie is called Destined, and I actually just came up. I've been struggling with the title, but I knew what it was about the whole time. But it deals with drugs in the inner city, black men, and also this thing called gentrification, which in the U.S. there's something happening in certain communities that used to be like these urban communities, and like it's happening in Harlem, New York, it's in Brooklyn, it's happening some in Detroit, in different cities where they're they're building these like really nice condos and stuff, and people are moving in, and the people that live there cannot afford it anymore, so they're moving out. It's called gentrification, and so this film has to do with that as well.
Okay.
But it won't be an average like hood movie, you know.
Okay.
It's gonna be different take, but I can't give you the complete plot right now. But I'm writing it right now.
What was it like working with all these great actors?
It was great. I mean, I learned a lot from them. I learned a lot about myself as a director and how to deal with certain people and how to collaborate with some. And I mean, it was an amazing experience. And I'm still like friends with all of them. And you know, it's great. It was great. I mean, it was wonderful. This really never happens, you know? Like,
Yeah.
to work with these types of actors at this stage in my career, this rarely ever happens for anyone, so.
And what has the Muslim community been like receiving this?
It's been wonderful. Muslim community has been great.
You're going to have a big following, so you're actually making history, so well done.
That's what's up.
Take care.
That's
Thank
what's
you.
up.